All right, welcome to Uncanny Expeditions. You guys are probably wondering where my typical rig and red motorcycle are. Well, it's a long story, but basically, rig's in for service. I have this coworker's truck temporarily, and I'm going to Area 51. It's quite possibly the last trip of the season because we're about getting to that time when the weather's going to get stupidly hot. So make the most of it while I can, I figure. So sit down, buckle up, and let's go to Groom Lake. Insane traffic on 93, I don't know why. So I've been trying to decide where I'm going to camp for tonight, and I think I'm actually going to do the Powerlines Overlook. I've been there several times in the past, but I've never actually spent the night there. It's one of the few spots where you can get a view of the Groom Lake airspace, so it'll be a good place to set up the spotting scope and get out the night vision, see what we can see. It's getting pretty late in the day. It's almost, it's after 4 o'clock it looks like. So I'm gonna head up to Alamo, grab some supplies up there, and then hit the trail that goes up to the Overlook. The Powerlines Overlook is a ridgeline that sits overlooking the Tikaboo Valley. You can't actually see the base itself, unlike with Tikaboo Peak, but you can see the airspace. The nice thing is though, you don't have to hike to it. The trail up to the Powerlines Overlook begins at this place called Horny's Rest Stop. It's this little dirt turnout with some picnic tables right off the extraterrestrial highway. I stayed in two-wheel drive for most of the time. I had to put it in four-wheel drive just at the end for a really steep segment. I ended up reaching the end of the road just before sunset. Perfect timing. Looking off over the edge of the cliff, I'm greeted with the beautiful expanse of the Tikaboo Valley Desert. You can see the Anchor Brand Ranch there in the middle, formerly known as the Medlin Ranch. The Groom Lake airspace is right over here. The base sits just behind this first ridge. From my vantage point here, I can even make out Papoose Mountain and the communication tower that sits on top. Beyond that lies Papoose Lake. Well, I managed to get camp set up before the sun went down, so I'll consider that a win. Cheers to that. Orion is looking as majestic as ever tonight. The amount of stars you can see out here in the Nevada desert always blows my mind. It's truly incredible. Let's look back across the valley now towards Area 51. You can see two lights there on the ridge. There's a light on the right. That would be from the front gate. The light on the left is from Papoose Mountain. That's the Papoose Mountain radio site that I showed you a minute ago. Just below that, I think that fainter light is just from the Anchor Brand Ranch. You'll notice a blinking light there moving off to the left. That would be the last of the Janet flights leaving for the night, according to my ADSB flight tracking app. The Janet Airlines flights are, of course, the secret airlines that ferries employees between different classified military installations, including Area 51, back to their terminal in Las Vegas. And look at that, we have a vehicle heading up Groom Lake Road, heading towards the front gate. If they keep going and don't turn around, it's safe to assume that's a camo dude. There's Bald Mountain there, a bunch of radar and surveillance equipment up there. So there wasn't a ton of aircraft activity up until now. After the last of the Janet flights left, it was pretty quiet. Now I'm seeing 2 strobing lights, looks like 2 aircraft, with 1 large light that appeared just on the horizon. Not sure what that is. Looks like whatever's going on is off towards the Tonopah test range. So at this point, I've been watching the expanse of stars in front of me for quite a while. Been a few hours at this point since I started watching the sky. I noticed just over the horizon to the southwest, I saw what looked like a triangular shape appear over the horizon. And then there was another one right behind it. My first inclination was that this was something exotic, but the rational side of my brain took over, and after looking at the footage a little more carefully, I think it's just satellites. Because if you notice, the objects are moving in a consistent direction and in a consistent speed. But let me know what you think down in the comments. There was a nice meteor catch right there in the middle. All right, well, good morning. So that was fun. My sleeping pad decided to spring a leak. So I kept having to wake up and blow it up every 2 hours in the night. Yay, tent camping. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna get up, make some coffee, have a bite to eat, and then it's time to head back down the trail and we'll go check out some gates. So for now, I'm gonna head for the front gate, do a quick update video and see what's going on over there. After that, I'm gonna pick a different gate to go to in the area. I'm thinking I'll probably do the Range 61 gate today, because it's been a few years since I've been to that one, and I know I'd never made a video out there. So yeah, we'll check it out. Unfortunately, some a-hole keeps stealing the black mailbox. Good news is, I believe the Area 51 rider is on his way down from Canada with a new mailbox to replace it. So by the time you watch this video, it may be back up. All right, and we are back to the good old front gate. Doesn't look like much has changed as far as the signage goes. I brought a telephoto with me this trip, so I'll get a little closer look at the security camera up on the hill. And one thing that does appear to be a new addition is this solar panel here to the left of the camera. I'll have to double check my old footage from last time I was here, but I'm 99% sure that wasn't here last time. There's the FLIR camera looking at me there. All right, camo dudes were pretty low-key today, so I'm going to call that a wrap for the front gate, and I'm going to head towards the Range 61 gate now. So here's the Range 61 gate, also sometimes referred to as the Wilson gate. It's marked by this distinctive jackalope. I don't know the story on it, but it's been here as long as the gate has, as far as I know. This northeastern section of the NTTR lies adjacent to Area 51, but the road beyond does not directly connect with the base, so you don't often see camo dudes out here monitoring traffic. Instead, this road leads to a live fire range, where aircraft engage in exercises with live rounds and ordnance. If you're lucky, you might be out here at the right time to catch some of this aerial activity. Over off in the distance there, I do see a new sign that appears to be a recent addition. 99 CES indicates that the 99th Civil Engineering Squadron out of Nellis Air Force Base is doing some environmental restoration work in this area. 99th CES helps to sustain the range environment by employing biologists, anthropologists, and natural resource managers to ensure that the military activity on the range remains as minimally invasive as possible. This gate doesn't see a lot of use, but I've read reports that contractors do occasionally use it. When they do, they're supposed to contact a department at Nellis Air Force Base called Blackjack to get permission before proceeding. And here we have a cute little southern desert horned lizard. I hope this guy doesn't trespass onto the range. All right, well, that's my tour of the Range 61 gate. Now it's time to plan the next leg of my journey. I'll see you on the next one.